When did you start finding out you had, like, anxiety? 'Cause I feel like I didn't get it until I was, like, or not get it, but till I realized, like, probably 21.
Oh, you're a late bloomer.
I was. Well, I don't know, because I remember when I was, like, 16, I didn't care on how people thought about me. And then all of a sudden, it was, like, when I was 17, I did. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess, well, everybody's anxiety's different. Mine was for sure, it was freshman orientation. And that is why I vote for...
Hey, no politics talk. Oh, you're hosting today?
Yeah.
What are we talking about today?
Siblings.
This is my sister Kelsi. This is actually my first ever solo guest. Today we're gonna talk about our childhood and what it was like to have divorced parents, because I do talk about that on the podcast. So you got any questions?
No.
No questions.
Just chilling.
Okay, so she is my oldest sister. We are 2 years apart, and yeah. So Kelsi, speaking, since you are my oldest sister, oh yeah, by the way, welcome to the K.M.B show, everybody. Kelsi, what was the hardest part of being the oldest sibling, like in your eyes?
You have to do everything first, so like you have to figure it out. Like no one's giving you advice or like telling you like what to do, if that makes sense.
Example. High school.
Like, yeah, like high school, for example. Like no one's giving you prep talks of like what to expect. So like I went into high school, I'm gonna embarrass myself, but thinking like it was like a Disney show. So nobody bursted out into song.
Did they call it the calf?
Nobody called it the calf. I mean, there might have been a few people, I just didn't pay attention to their lingo. But, yeah, so no one told me that wearing sparkles and neon leggings was actually not the cool thing to be doing.
That's funny, because we talk about, like, if I was the older sibling, so when I enter high school or whatever, like, she helped me out, and I told her, I go, honestly, if you enter high school, I would have just told you, I don't know, figure it out.
So to be back to where I was started.
Yeah, basically. So, okay, so when we were growing up, you know how we had a blended family?
Mm-hmm.
We had step-siblings and stuff like that? Because, again, we come from divorced parents, and I said this about, in the Family Matter episode, I talked about it, how, like, my dad married somebody else that had step-siblings. So, in your opinion, what was it hard when we had a blended family? Like, when it first started, and...
I would say so. The weird part about it is like splitting time. So like when you're with, for me, I can speak for myself. I don't know about you. But like for me it was hard because like when I was with mom, I missed dad. And then when I was with dad, I missed mom. And then you deal with the whole like step sibling thing. We were fortunate where our stepdad didn't have kids, but our stepmom did. So when they were at the house, obviously we weren't. So it was kind of dealing with the whole like, why are you touching my stuff when I'm not there? And doing all of that. That wasn't very fun. But, like, I mean, you made it work because, like, you enjoyed your time with them.
No, that does make really sense. Like you said, with the whole, like, sharing rooms and stuff like that, the touching the stuff, if you don't know if your money got stolen and stuff like that. Like,
a lot.
Yeah, I remember, like, I had trouble with that. And also the whole, like, everybody calling it their house instead of our house, and we're like, oh, we lived there first. Like, it was definitely hard.
Or their room too, and you're kind of like, do I even have anything? Does anything belong to me here?
Right. Like, because it's funny, when we first got a blended family, I thought it was gonna be like Drake and Josh, but no, TV just, Did
I ever tell you this story? One time, one of our stepsisters' friends were over, and they go, oh, so that's not just a spare bed. Somebody sleeps there.
That's funny.
And I was like, my photos are up in the room too. Like, do you think that Brooklyn just hangs up like random pictures of people?
Yeah. Basically, apparently. Yeah, no, that was definitely hard when like everybody called it so and so's house, and you're just like, it's also my house too.
Mhm.
So yeah, it was definitely hard to get used to, but honestly, like way towards the end and stuff like that, like I just got used to it.
You get used to it, but like it's not. It was also fun though too. Like we definitely like. I don't. Like
Oh,
you
there
had
was
somebody.
definitely fun memories.
Yeah, like you had somebody to talk to all the time. Like you had people to play with and all that jazz. So it wasn't all like I don't know.
No, it was cool to have like other siblings and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and definitely it was. It definitely made you humble for like what you have.
Mhm.
It's like us two, like if it was just us, like we got spoiled by our grandparents, but like with them living with us, like I feel like it definitely like
Yeah.
equaled out, I guess. Like made us more humble. I feel like.
For sure.
What was your favorite memory of us as kids?
I gotta think about this. Can you go first?
Uh, I gotta say the time when you jumped when it was a giant snowstorm, and you jumped off the swing set and you got like your boots like stuck, and then mom had to like come get you.
That one was fun. I don't know. There's just a lot of them. Like vacations were fun. I enjoyed going four wheeling with everybody. That one was fun too.
I
Our
feel
four wheeling trips.
I feel like me and you like at home, like yeah, we got along sometimes, but we also fought. But I feel like on vacation we definitely got along.
We got along on vacation, but I feel like when we were little, we were really close. But then when you go to your teenage years, because again, I'm 2 years older than you, so you were still like the let's play imagination games, and I was kind of like, just let me craft, dude. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
And then so like that was kind of a struggle.
Well, also though, you gotta think though, cause like
But now that we're like adults, I feel like we're cool again.
yeah. But
Actually, sorry. When you were a kid, there was some fights.
what do you mean?
When you were little, you were whiny.
And you were a brat.
I can't deny that one.
So
Some things just don't change.
okay, so that back where I was saying, which I forgot where I was saying, but no, definitely though. Oh, now I remember. So basically, I remember in like when I entered middle school, you were entering high school. So it's like yes,
Yeah.
our ages like were very different from there. Because
Mm-hmm.
like when I was in 8th grade, you were a junior by then. So it was like
Yeah.
and I feel like definitely when I enter high school is when like you like I kind of grew out the whole like immaturity thing, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. High school, you definitely matured for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we're adults. Like you still, I don't know. Everybody's definition of mature is also different.
No, for sure. Oh no, definitely. I was immature. I feel
People
like
say like you're immature still. Like they tell me I'm immature. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Stare at walls all day? Is that mature?
I don't even know. I feel like as long as you got a job, it's a stable job, you making money and you got your money together, I feel like that's mature.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know, like I said, I feel like I didn't like really start like maturing probably to like probably when I was like 21, I feel like. I don't know, because I definitely feel like you start like when did you start finding out you had like anxiety? 'Cause I feel like I didn't get it until I was like, or not get it, but till I realized like probably 21.
Oh, you're a late bloomer.
I was. Well, I don't know, because I remember when I was like 16, I didn't care on how people thought about me. And then all of a sudden it was like, when I was 17, I did. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. Well, everybody's anxiety's different. Mine was for sure. It was freshman orientation. They sat you in the auditorium, and then they were like, "All right, yeah, these 4 years are gonna go quick. Like, figure out what you want to do for the rest of your life." And then from like high school, like makes you or breaks you, basically. So that like really had me panicking. And I was like, I'm like 13 years old. What do you mean? I have to figure out like what I want to do for the rest of my life. So that just made me really anxious.
Yeah, you were a young freshman. Because I was 15 when I entered high school. You were 14.
Yeah. Sorry. I get my ages mixed up.
Yeah, no, that does make a lot of sense. Like, yeah. No, I can't imagine being 14 entering high school now thinking about it.
It's young, but can't help my birthday.
Now, what was it like having divorced parents, in your opinion? Two Christmases, man.
And the 2 Christmases.
Two Easters.
Some people can.
Two birthday parties.
Yeah, I mean, there was ups and downs.
2 bedrooms. I'm just like, 2 everything. 2 of everything.
I don't know. It wasn't my cup of tea, I guess.
You were mad at one parent, you go to the other parent's house. No, I'm just playing.
That was a perk.
No, I definitely know what you how you feel and stuff like that. Yeah, divorced parents was kind of a struggle, like getting used to and stuff like that. But like I said, I mean, if you're mad at one parent, then you can just go to the other parent, and then that parent's on your side, and
Yeah.
So like having like divorced parents and stuff like that can be like rough and stuff like that, but it makes you humble, like I said, and that's why I am really like thankful of.
And that's the key to life. You just learn from other people's mistakes, and yeah.
No, and definitely like, yeah.
Mhm.
And again, having 2 Christmases wasn't so bad. No, I'm just playing.
No. I mean, if mom wasn't getting you the AirPods you wanted, you bet you dad is.
Oh, yeah. What's it like being a younger sibling? I'm just lying. That one goes more towards
It's actually really good. I get rides to work. I don't drive in the snow.
She's not a younger sibling, guys. That's just a joke. But she does ask for that stuff. For me, for example, being a younger sibling, it was more of, here's my point of view. I remember when we slept over at Grandma and Grandpa's one time or whatever, and Grandma let you stayed up later, and I like threw a fit. I was like, I'm not going to bed earlier than she is or whatever, because like again, I'm 2 years younger.
Our parents were very fair, especially mom. Mom played everything fair. If I got a candy bar, Corey got a candy bar. Even though if Corey wasn't even at the store, you still got one.
Right. But that's the weird part, though, because we have that age difference or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it must have sucked for you for, like, going to bed at the same time as your younger sibling.
Oh, it did. Especially when my stepsister was like, what's the age difference again?
6 years younger than you.
6 years younger than you, and you were going to bed at 8 o'clock. And I'm like, I'm a high school senior. Why am I going to bed at 8 or 9 or whatever? But still, like the whole, yeah. I'm like, I feel like there should be like some sort of
boundary.
Age gap. Yeah, boundary.
Yeah. No, most definitely. Like, yeah, no, that must have.
I'm sorry, story time. I remember one time, like 9:30 or like 9:15 or whatever it was, TVs had to be off. So basically, you were just staring at the ceiling at night. So I would go on my phone, and one time our stepbrother walked in and goes, "I'm gonna tell you're on your phone." And I was like, "I'm a junior in high school. Let me take my BuzzFeed quizzes, okay?"
You were still in high school at that time.
That was
right.
The weirdest was when all of you guys were in school and then I was in college and I was like, do I or do I not turn my TV on?
Yeah, that must have been weird for you especially. Yeah, you are right. Or like coming home late or whatever and like you're like tiptoeing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but here's the thing though, what I loved about it though with the whole like room situation is I got moved in the basement. So this is like 6th grade, so I'm 12, right? So I get to do whatever I want because nobody ever checked down there. So I remember I used to have like my iPad going. I used to watch Netflix and stuff like that. I remember too, like I had this like weird like sleep schedule thing going on with my mind. I don't know why, but like literally I'll go to bed at like 11 or 10 and stuff like that, and I woke up at like 3 a.m. sometimes or 3:30. and then sometimes like 5 or 4 or
You
whatever.
were just made for third shift.
Yeah,
The
basically.
Lord knew what he was doing.
Yeah, basically. So like I remember staying and not going back to bed or whatever because it's like I'm not trying to be late to school and have mom like freak out or whatever. So I used to like stay up or whatever, and you know how there was soda down in the basement.
Yeah.
So I used to like take a Mountain Dew like every. This is why my cavities are so bad. I used to just take a Mountain Dew and just like drink it and just watch TV, like that. That to me like because. I'm a younger sibling, like, compared to her, but to our step-siblings, I was more of, like, the middle child, and honestly, I like that, because, like, the attention wasn't on me, so I could just do whatever.
That was nice. I bet it was nice not having attention on you.
You were the oldest, you didn't... No, I remember our stepmom used to always yell at us or whatever, and the time when she yelled at you, you started crying. It was hilarious. We were like, is this girl actually crying?
I was. I don't like making mistakes.
Okay, who in our family is your biggest role model? Like, who's the person that you just, ever since you were younger, you looked up to? You even pick up their traits. You just want to be just like them when they're older. When you're older, or now that you are older, who?
Yeah.
What traits did you pick up?
Honestly, I was thinking about this the other day. There's a lot of the women in the family I look up to. Like, I love Nanny. I wish I had Nanny's, or like, I try to be like Nanny's faith. Nanny is very faithful.
Sweetness.
Well, in her sweet, but like, she is very sweet and kind. But I'm talking about like spiritual wise. She's very much a godly woman. And I would love to be like that. But I also love like how Aunt Carrie can stand up for herself.
Her confidence, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then, but like I love how Mom can go out and just be social, and she's really good at conversation, and just like accepting people for who they are, and
just being friends with random people. Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, no, Mom definitely like she can just be friends with like anybody.
Like she'll be standing in the Walmart, or even today we went to Hobby Lobby. And she had a conversation because she liked this person's sign. And she was like, oh, what's it on sale for? And striking up a conversation. And now I know that the random lady in front of us has 2 brothers. One lives in California and is turning 50 years old.
Yeah, definitely. Starting conversation. Like, right. Like, I want to pick that up, too, a lot of times when Mom does that.
Yeah.
I would...
good at that. And then, like, Grandma, though. Grandma's very logical. Like... does her research, and I admire that too, instead of just hearing something from somebody and just being like, that's the truth. Right,
so-and-so said that. Yeah, no, for sure. Like, people that I looked up to was like Grandpa with the kitty. He was just how nice and kind. He was such a good host and stuff like that, and I'm glad I definitely did pick that up or whatever. And then like Dad too, like how loyal and humble he is and stuff like that, and I feel like in a way I picked that up too. So I would say those 2.
Yeah, good question.
Thank you. Let's see.
Why'd you throw them stones of you?
All right, last question. Did the stuff we went through in our childhood make you more of a humble person? Like having divorced parents, house to house, moving, making new friends.
I would say so.
Blended family.
I mean, life's all about experiences. You can learn them. And I love the, life's like, you're faced with either lessons and blessings. I think that's really true. I feel like, too, especially with going through with what you have, you become more of like an empathetic person towards others. Like, you can understand of like, oh, that's why they act the way that they act, or that's why they do what they do.
Right.
So having the experience definitely helps with that.
Right, like I remember too, like as a kid, I feel like nobody ever like called me like spoiled. Like nobody ever was like, oh, Corey gets whatever he wants. Because like it's crazy too, because like I said, a lot of younger siblings are like kind of brats or whatever, and like they always like try to get whatever they want. But I always felt like I was kind of like, I mean, there was a phase where I felt like I didn't get what I wanted, but every kid goes through that. But, like, still, like, if I didn't want to get what I wanted, I was like, it's whatever. Like, I've never been a competitive person.
No, and that's how we were raised, though, too, is our parents never just gave you what you wanted. You always had to earn what you wanted to and work for what you had.
Yeah.
And they were really good at showing us that too.
No, 100%. I know for sure of what like we went through and stuff like that as kids made us humble and also follow Christ more.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say amen to that.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Real Talk with K.M.B. I hope you guys enjoyed this segment. Thank you for coming on, Kelsey.
You're welcome.
Yeah. But you know what? Y'all subscribe.
Crazy kids clocking out.